Donald Trump just had a major meltdown in the middle of his own cabinet meeting after being asked about occupying American cities. Trump literally freaks out on this reporter with childish insults because he can't stand that people just don't like his policies. And all of this comes after the governor of Illinois stood up to Donald Trump last night in a stunning new takedown. Keep watching to see the speech that got the president so upset and just how childishly he's lashing out about it. And if you enjoy getting daily updates like this, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Now, I'll get into Trump's freakout here in a minute, but first, we need to talk about the cabinet meeting where this all happened. You see, the president is supposed to meet with all cabinet members every so often to discuss how running the country is going, but since no one in Trump's administration actually cares about the country, they instead spent most of the day just praising Trump like their dear leader. In a disgusting display, each of his department heads spent the day seeing who could kiss up to Trump the most.
Good, sir. As we've said very often, economic security is national security, and our country has never been so secure thanks to you. You have brought us back from the edge. You have the overwhelming mandate from the American people. You're restoring confidence in government, a topic that is on the front of everyone's mind, the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve's independence comes from a political arrangement between itself and the American public. Having the public's trust is the only thing that gives it credibility, and you, sir, are restoring trust to government.
And if pretending that Trump has solved every problem ever wasn't dumb enough, you cannot imagine how much they all told Trump that he deserved the Nobel Peace Prize, as if Trump has ever done anything for global peace.
And there's only one thing I wish for, that Nobel Committee finally gets its act together and realizes that you are the single finest candidate since the this Nobel Award was ever talked about to receive that reward. Beyond your success is game-changing out in the world today, and I hope everybody one day wakes up and realizes that.
Let me go on the record and say that there is literally no chance that Donald Trump will ever win the Nobel Peace Prize. I will say, however, that he could win a prize for the biggest lies ever told in a cabinet meeting, because when he was asked about the economy, Donald Trump went into a whole other reality to explain how the country is doing. According to him, there is zero inflation going on, and every American has seen at least a $500 salary increase this year. And please, let me know down in the comments if this has happened to you, because I would love to know.
The wages for blue-collar workers are now rising at the fastest rate in 60 years, which is so important to all of us around this table. The average American worker has already seen a $500 wage increase this year, and there's no inflation because there's been decreases, tremendous decreases with
Now, if seeing the president struggle to put thoughts together before shouting out the most obvious lies ever doesn't convince you that Trump is clearly no longer fit for office, not that he ever was anyway, this next outburst will. You see, Donald Trump wrapped up his cabinet meeting by freaking out on JB Pritzker, the Democratic governor of Illinois. And it all started when these two got into it yesterday after Trump threatened to invade Chicago with troops to supposedly help stop crime.
and the governor of Illinois should be. Chicago's a disaster, and the governor of Illinois should say, President, would you do us the honor of cleaning up our city? We need help. They need help. They need help.
Democrats across the country immediately called out Trump for this threat. He keeps saying that he's going to fix Chicago with the army, and while it isn't clear what that means, it definitely isn't a good thing. And while Donald Trump thought that he could just push around Democratic governors like he does to red states, he had another thing coming. Because last night, JB Pritzker held a press conference where he pledged to never support a federal occupation of the city of Chicago, and told the people of Illinois that his government would do their best to support the people through any of Trump's actions. He even directly attacked Trump himself, calling him unfit for the White House. Just take a look at this.
Earlier today in the Oval Office, Donald Trump looked at the assembled cameras and asked for me personally to say, Mr. President, can you do us the honor of protecting our city? Instead, I say, Mr. President, do not come to Chicago. You are neither wanted here nor needed here. Your remarks about this effort over the last several weeks have betrayed a continuing slip in your mental faculties and are not fit for the auspicious office that you occupy.
Now, as you can imagine, someone as incompetent as Donald Trump has absolutely no interest in watching the news. He didn't even know that Pritzker had blasted him yesterday until this one reporter had asked about it. And when they did, Trump launched into a completely unhinged rant about how Pritzker is a loser and that he can do whatever he wants because he's the president. Just take a look at this.
Governor Pritzker said yesterday that at a press conference that he would encourage nonviolent resistance to the National Guard if they were sent to Chicago. What's your response to that?
He said what?
That he would encourage nonviolent resistance if the National Guard is sent to Chicago.
Look, this guy doesn't know what resistance is or nonviolent resistance is. He's a bad politician. It's amazing. I mean, if he didn't have the money, he wouldn't get any votes because there's no compelling reason to vote for him. The guy's a major loser. But it would be nice if he would call me. I would change my mind immediately. He said, you know, because everybody knows Chicago is a hellhole right now. Everybody knows. It's not like he's saying Chicago has much better numbers, right? Well, what's much better? You mean 100 people are going to be murdered? It's going to be much more than that. So I would have much more respect for Pritzker if he'd call me up and say, I have a problem, can you help me fix it? I would be so happy to do it. I don't love, not that I don't have the right to do anything I want to do. I'm the president of the United States. If I think our country's in danger, and it is in danger in these cities, I can do it. No problem going in and solving, you know, his difficulties. But it would be nice if they'd call and they'd say, would you do it? And we do it in conjunction.
Can you believe that the President of the United States would ever talk to someone like that? These are not the words of a president, but of a man who is so insecure that he might be soon invading the city of Chicago because their governor said that he was bad at his job, which is true. But if you're still holding out hope that the Republican Party can find a more competent, less crazy person to take the lead, you need to think again. Because in this one final clip from Trump's joke of a press conference, the president looks at Marco Rubio, once a leader of the moderate wing of the Republican Party. Trump joked that Rubio is so good at being Secretary of State that he shouldn't ever bother running for president again, and if that wasn't embarrassing enough, the leaders of his whole party all laugh in his face. Just watch this.
Marco has been, really, I think you're born for this job. I don't think you should ever run for another office. I don't think you should, really. You're so good at this.
The sanity and civility of conservative Americans is dead, just like that empty smile on Marco Rubio's face. At the end of the day, what we're seeing isn't leadership, it's a personality cult that rewards loyalty and insults any real solutions. If you also thought that Trump's cabinet meeting looked more like a bad reality TV show than one of a functioning government, let me know down in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you never miss the next time that Trump completely loses it in the White House.